this Phoenix is completely freed up to roam around the
instantly
map.
got this is a big dive by Miracle, ring around the roses here.
If you hit the dive slow, very dangerous.
It's risky. You whip that and you're likely giving up a kill, and Fada has yet to take the third skill point. Now will grab the double breathe fire, but was saving one for a moment. Could have gone into the Dragon Tail and instantly gotten the counter kill.
Moon does a good job to actually get the creep wave to his tower.
Are they going to be able to deward this is really the question right now for Liquid. They have some sentries on the Venge too, but need to hit both.
Mind control, get the banner in, and likely Kuro's going to come back, realize his pull camp's blocked, and start looking to deward. But he won't expect the second observer ward there. So until we reach the 3-minute mark, it's very unlikely Kuro will actually deward this.
It's a pretty big investment, even committing the observer ward as well. If it gets dewarded early, your vision game is lacking in the laning stage. But Moon playing with Jax here bottom. They were thinking about bringing the Slardar. He moved towards the lane, as you can see Fly tracking that courier. Is he going to go for a deep dive on it? Not that deep.
But he knows that in the Phoenix Courier Snipe's been done so many times. It was actually Jerax who first pulled that out in the grand final. He's not going to get an opportunity to go for it. Again, Moon bottom lane being kind of initiated on, but
I mean, I would almost call it a dual lane because of that ward. they can't take advantage of having the tri-lane and just deny him experience, keep the creep equilibrium back, and still two supports have to come in.
They have the side camp, but if you're pulling that side camp, it means Moon's going to likely come in, get some XP, and it's just not really controlling the equilibrium as well as you'd like. And now Kuro's going to find out it's still blocked. He's going to have to commit another sentry, or he's just going to start getting confused here.
All right, let's see which way Kuro guesses. Will he get this one? He's thinking about it. He's thinking about it.
Think some more.
Where could it be? Where could it be? Just making sure that he knows that his current sentry isn't in range to deward it, and he opts not to drop it in the end.
Stopped.
He is flummoxed.
Yeah. I don't know if he thinks like a creep or someone came in. It's being pinged now. You can see actually it's Jerax who pings the spot like, hey look, dude, your sentry doesn't see everything. And there we go, Kuro's done it. That's the deward off.
But it's already done its job. It's a good deward by Kuro. They'll get it before the 4-minute mark, but still Moon. He's found those critical early levels on the Void. Level 3, so he'll be much more relevant as this game moves along. And both cores here farming well. We do see Miracle again pulling out to an advantage in the mid lane, and it goes back maybe a little bit to that Lycan using How early, especially to the bounty room being snatched away from her bottom. Miracle's been able to get the It's a 10 CS lead versus the Dragon Knight.
And top lane, the pressure on the tier 1 tower. Something Moon has kept his tier 1 tower completely healthy. Meanwhile, Liquid ditching this top lane.
For now, the War Cry gets
no tail up to get a good chunk of damage. Double creeps there as well, so they may actually be able to completely take this one down.
Cruz running in Spirit as well. The last hit.
Giving a bit of XP to Event if you actually get this tier 1 tower.
Let's see if they do. The tower very low.
I think that TP was
right
trying
here.
to scare them back to get
His own heroes back. For now, the War Cry gets popped.
A tower deny off of it, but
OG move in.
they back off everyone except the range hero. Suddenly has
Running in Spirit as well. The last hit goes to crit.
Find all the wards in.
Big last hit there.
Incredibly fast
Lion.
that's the choice.
And he's been just jungling to the extent where he was just trying to scare them back to the tower. It's worth both sides of the map. He's already got 13 CS.
But it seems like a game where they may need it.
Back
Too.
off everyone except the range hero crit, who suddenly has 1,100 gold. He started with boost, with fly buying all the wards, and
we're going to see an incredibly fast blink if that's the choice.
And he's been just jungling to the extent where he can just chain pull through his own side of the map, and he's already got 13 CS. So.
And it seems like a game where they may need it too, is they don't have an Earth Spirit hero who can just initiate basically for free. Only the Void, and it's an off-lane Void attack.
Only the
Easy spend can get an early blink, but it's a game where they need a fast Lion blink. Ideally, looks like they're on track to get it.
Team Liquid.
I wonder who was struggling with Sly getting his
here mind control.
He missed for so long that he was level 1 4 or 5 minutes in the game, but he's starting to come back and recognize that he needs to get some levels now. You can always catch up a bit later with the tune, but more importantly, there's no rush to get his level 6. If anything, a sprint level 6 early on is more influential.
So Team Liquid getting good levels here in mind control. Has just cracked levels 5, but you compare that to the Void, even there, and they find themselves down for 1,500 gold, about 1,000 experience as well with the Iron Talon jungler, albeit not as fast as the Beastmaster.
Moon's done this while keeping the supports busy. He's done this in the lane. Zlata's done this while losing his tier 1 tower from the jungle with an Iron Talon. So you're much happier if you're OG because of what the offlane has done as far as being disruptive. Even though Lycan's free farming, it's the fact that Earth Spirit has had zero influence on this game so far.
Yeah, And we also have seen stacks start to accumulate in the Dire jungle. 2 double stacks created no Ancients being built up just yet, but I do imagine that's something that Notel will go back and look to do as the game progresses. For now, still in the Helm of Iron will, likely the armlet coming out, and by the last component there. So his ability to rotate into the works is now fully online. They can give delay into a support.
I'm even watching Notel walk past jungle creeps to get into the farm. Prince actually getting some farm allocation over Notel. I think recognize that Sven is always going to be out of power. Next Hummer dominating stacks Ancients. Lion like the CS hero there, so he gets his blink up maybe 2 minutes faster is a much bigger deal than Sven getting an extra couple hundred gold.
And doing it now before Liquid really start fighting in Linus to calm his bottom lane. Moon drops the bubble, pick up the Sunray, that same rotation, but this time Jarex is there to interrupt it. Still Moon gets the bash, and the dive through comes the fly. They get the kill. Moon as a time walk out. The stun from Kuro not going to be good enough. They move on to Jarex. They're going to be deeper for this. Mind control. Hanging back because he knows more. He knows more reinforcements are coming. It's Miracle and Notel. The cavalry arriving. And now Fly ripping far away from the team. Crush and dead. Gets isolated. Pulled from the herd. And will be picked off.
Jump left the lane. Thinking Fata will get a lot of damage off. Probably take this T1 tower if OG don't respond. They're looking for a T1 tower of their own, but the mid one much more important to take this step of the game.
And they know the quota is on cooldown. So for OG, it's split push instead. 3 heroes banging away at the tier 1. They do have that Lion blink very soon, gods. They don't have an egg yet, though. It's only level 3 on Fly. Very under-leveled on the Phoenix. And it doesn't seem like they're going to do anything to stop this.
Lion TP with Blink Dagger, though, could be the turnaround.
Good. 70 gold away. One more creep will do it. He gets it. And now he's got the blink.
Rotation's coming his way. He's got a bunch of life moves.
It's at least buy it, even if he ends up going down. And that's exactly what Matumba Man has in mind. Crit. Dropping pretty quickly here. Does he have it in quick buy? No! Still only 125 gold away. So he could get it soon, but generally you do see Crit able to buy it.
And they smoke up right behind that kill. This OG's expecting Liquid to commit to this top tier 1 tower, which Matumba Man is kind of feigning that he's going for, but they quickly smoke back towards this bottom side of the map.
Are they really expecting a Roshan though? Chug Sven.
Not sure if they saw them go into the pit or not. The regen rune, they poke back out. They know Rose is going on.
Oh, they see how low he is too. Phoenix dropping a ward. They do get the eyes on the Earth Spirit. And they're going to look to commit to this Roshan. The healing ward's still available. Or do they?
Snipe this. They're going to have Dragon Form soon. With the time wave of Terra.
Just a casual breeze fire, but Miracle. Only his tush gets burnt. Still at 4 HP, and now the Lion Blink has been purchased. Quick Omni Side brings down 1. Miracle starts it off with a power play here for OG.
That is.
And they have the chrono.
He recognizes the Earth Spirit, slightly too far from his teammates, and just walks into 3 heroes and gets a kill. This gives a lot of space for Matumba Man. He's taking a tier 1 now, working on a tier 2, but OG have committed a lot already for Roche. They want to make sure they can finish it off.
Great recognition, but do they look to contest here? Mind control on the periphery, thinking about it, but not going to go. So it's an Aegis. This time it's Notel who grabs it. They won't be giving it to Moon or to Crit.
It's moved out of the pit, but the radiant vision is very obvious. You don't see anyone work out of the pit.
Just know it's like daggers will be big gods. They still have a finger available. And they had vision on Fata. I believe they saw it run towards the tree line. They're not headed that way. They left the Lycan. They might get him too. Which way do they go? Oh, now they see him. Hex on the Fata. Starts it off. Finger likely to come out here. Crit though, needing a bit of mana. His monitoring gets interrupted. He's not going to have a finger for this fight, but they still get the Fata kill. Turning back for Kuroki, who doesn't have swap yet. He's only level 4. Their easy way out. They'll run him down. One more break. One more auto attack. They can't do it though, but a swoop in from Fly. The bird flies above, and they will find another 2. Make it 3. OG revving up.
Quick up down very low too.
Pulling ahead, and still Matumba Man, though he tries to pressure top, he can't really do significant damage to this tower.
And this is a hero that Liquid have gone for time and time again. He's very successful with it. Love the Lycan takes, but his ability to get involved in these early clashes against a team like OG who love to pick early team fight heroes. You're talking about Phoenix, Faceless Void. You've got Miracle playing a jug mid, going for a very active, aggressive build with the just very cheap, cost-effective items stacking up. You're looking at 4 or 5 cheap, cost-effective items across the board. 1, the Acolyte, 4-man shield, the bottle, as well as phase boots, and he'll take any fight he can get, and Lycan is just not ready to get involved.
Miracle continuing to hold serve in the mid lane, but Notel heading back towards top. Look at the gloves of haste. Age is still his. We're going to see completed treads now online for the Sven. So keeping his farm up, balancing between fighting as well. As he has been involved in 3 kills already. Ancients are being stacked now. You can see Moon working on smaller camps, so a good spread of farm. OG more confident to scatter. It's Liquid who stay very clumped up together now in the mid lane.
Radiant's middle tower is taking a drubbing.
We'll be looking for their rotation once they do that. First move rotation, we're taking a mind control of Link up, but it's very apparent that's the plan on the OG side. You see this slider continually going back to lanes, trying to get his CS on. You know he's trying to get that Blink Dagger timing, and that's something you can just punish.
They will look to punish this tier 1 mid. Good backup point from Liquid. Doesn't appear that way. They're also moving top, and they found the kill on the Slardar. So potentially getting a kill on the tower. Miracle still with Omni Slash. They're actually going to commit on him. He's dangerous. It's a feisty joke, but they are chasing him out. The Wolf is there as well. Goes for the TP kill. Doesn't have swap. No way to stop this.
Either of those TPs can be cancelled, but find the slider so you get out scot-free. You're also taking a T1 mid with no tail. OG making all the right moves in game number 3.
Getting the deep wards up too. Right. Rosie's on in. Moon looks to jump. This could be the combo. Let it go with the Sunray 2. Miracle just waiting for the Omnislash. Now it comes 2 and jumping forward. They get the stun on the Dragonite. They bring them down as well almost. Yes, sirree. They sure do. A good magnetize, but there's a nice Phoenix egg. Makes it difficult to run in if you're Liquid. Don't have that many range towards cards. Only the Benj and the Dragonite in ultimate form, so they can't really punish the egg. Fly gets his team out scot-free, at least thus far. They will pop the Aegis, but well worth it.
The armor toggle during the magnetize the first time. It was a nice boulder smash from Jerax. We'll take out the Aegis from the picture, but that was an Aegis that was expiring in the next minute or so, so not really the biggest comeback from Liquid by any means.
What a combination. OG, the deep wards, the team fight. You look at this lineup on paper, it's like, oh my god, their late game is scary, but OG showing that it's really the early game where these heroes are trying.
That as tribute.
Charlie kind of said it, very Nubius. You get this tri-core that all scale very well, but your support influence on the early to mid game has just been amazing from both Fly and I'd say more importantly Crib with his rotations. This just really set OG for success, and I think more than anything has been Moon's offlane play. He was so disruptive. Earth Spirit didn't actually find any early kind of pressure on the mid lane, the top lane. He didn't roam at all. He spent his entire early game trying to zone out Moon, and they didn't even successfully do that.
And that comes back to the Juggernaut pick. You really can't kill the Jug in that mid lane, not in the early game, unless he's completely wasted his blade period. It's just not likely to happen.
They need to get that silence initiation off if they want to go on him, and Miracle just positioned far enough back that they won't get any opportunity to go for that jump.
So OG with the big ults on cooldown, taking this time to farm, but also cautious of a rotation, and Liquid making one, moving deep into the Dire Woods. You do see a Midas almost complete for Fly, just needs a little more gold for the recipe.
The thing about the OG vision right now is you see enough of the jungle camps on the map is that you know when Liquid's being aggressive. You know if they've made a smoke play to your side of the map because you can scout out their ancient as well as secret shot camp as well as the big camp over in the main Radiant jungle. So when you see no one farming in either location, it's very apparent that Liquid have come into your jungle or are making a smoke play on your side of the map.
And they're being very efficient about this. They still farm. They still have to get a stack off. Miracle stacking for no-tail. And probably will assist them even as well, bringing these Ancients down while also dodging the gang.
I mean, you haven't seen a hero on the map for some time. They will soon with this lane ward up top, it looks like, but if you're OG, you're like, well, let's just make sure OG don't get a jump on us. We've got Chrono now. If anything, if they come to us, we'll win a teamfight with Chrono, Sunray, Supernova.
So if you're Liquid, what adjustments do you make at this point? You obviously know you're down a lot. So how do you respond?
Radiant's bottom tower is
You need
under
to try and
attack.
deny a lot of this OG map control that they've got from the deep observer wards, and you need to have successful smoke rotations. See Kuro goes Rex, both holding onto a smoke. This Blink Dagger from Mind Control is what they've been waiting for to get the initiations, and they're going to force the issue on the towers using their kind of map vision advantage up here. They've got 2 nice wards to cover them, and they can, again, kind of like last game, put themselves in a position to trade buildings because they push so fast using the network.
Side of OG, though, they do have God's strength, and tier 2 mid is being pushed in by creeps here for Liquid. So OG have to rotate there. We'll see what they want to do. Their own tier 2 top falls. They will TP home. They don't want to give anything up to the going for Auto. Confidently moving in, feeling like they've got to start making plays. The break's done. On to bottom, the quick swap out. Already used up. Kuro gets hexed. They thinks about moving in forward. The mana drain comes through, and Big Daddy's on the chase. No tail, but he gets silenced. He gets control. They need this Chrono to win the fight. No tail, look at Chrono. Doesn't finish him off. They lose the void. The Egg's going to be done with potentially. It doesn't go off. Still the bench lives in the trees. Miracle low. How is OG losing this fight? Just great play from Liquid. The Tumba Man surviving. 4 heroes cleaned up. And all of it because it had Jarak silence.
Blood silence onto the void. No chronosphere came out. Fly went for one of the only aggressive eggs we've seen him go for on Phoenix. Last game, everyone was defensive, and the only reason he places that egg so aggressively is to try and suicide to save the void. He's basically putting the egg in the middle of Liquid, saying, take me instead of our void. Liquid said, no, we'll ignore you. We're going to make sure we kill this void. Then they approached the egg. They recognized that the one thing that was going to save that OG team fight was a void chronosphere. And boy, that was a great play on the silence.
Yeah, good chain stun as well. They get the follow-up crush, I believe a Dragon Tail there towards the end, and you can see the damage output from No Tail, but he's entirely alone. If they get a Chrono off, if Miracle's able to find a decent Omni Slash, the finger maybe comes a little bit sooner on a hero that's lower. It's a totally different fight. From that deficit, Liquid had to be perfect gods, and they were.
I love Kuro just 50 HP, pokes his nose out from the trees to get that last hit.
I'll take that. Yeah. Thank you very much.
What's the support tax? You know, it's like, I've been buying Warsaw games, guys. This is going to a good cause. But OG will be set back by a huge teamfight victory for Liquid. That's just what they needed. Suddenly OG have to be careful about how they approach the next couple of fights. And the other big problem for OG though is they had this B2B armor on No Tail, but without like a blink dagger, he couldn't get that clean initiation at bottom.
Oh, No Tail been found out here. Can they control him? The Boulder Smash patiently sent out by Jerax, trying to force the BKB.
They don't even
Not coming yet. OG reinforcements streaming in. They are going to look to take this fight. The Wolves chase out No Tail. Liquid still having to deal with the tier 1 bottom, so knowing that OG can quickly reinforce the point of attack. But Liquid may just go for a slow siege.
And it's OG, I mean, you commit those 2 buybacks, I think, necessarily to defend your high ground and deter Liquid from pushing, but suddenly that's Miracle's item progression being slowed. Having a Manta style on Jug very
tower is under attack.
Going against the F damage.
He needs a blink dagger, but he didn't buy back. Just the Fly Phoenix has his minus for that. He had a level 11 a very different engagement as well.
Looking for a movement here. They do have eyes on bottom. They're going to blink it. Next to start it from Chris. Stun comes through to follow up the Omni Slash from the middle as well. The Wolves aren't taking it. They're still in base. No vision, but Bottom gets out. The crush for Mind Control on the backside. Look for the Chrono. Moves can't find it. Still, Big Daddy. Well, he doesn't put his work into the Dragon Knight Co together with the team, but Miracle's going to get put on the backside. Finally, the bubble comes in together with the Supernova. OG find their combo. The egg crashes down, and Jerax will fall. A 2 for 3. 2 supports and a core for 1 support and a core. Very close and hard fought battle there.
Yeah, OG will take it, although it's not really a great scenario when Miracle's Jug dies again. You can see he's fallen off very much from that kind of top of the end of the net worth chart. Suddenly he's sitting on just 6.8k net worth.
I've had just nothing to tank the Omni Slash. They're almost getting the kill. No Tail does have trouble finding a target in this fight. BKB's God Strand's only really gets to hit reliable. It feels like he does know the one. Very down.
They're just going to run right at the road.
Right, and indeed, and they get No Tail. BKB isn't ready. He's got it, but can he get it off?
By teaming, he just slips by it.
And Moon, I suppose, with the corner, but the positioning is tricky. It's really got to be right on the boundary for Stun to do work.
It's just so unreliable.
They know the corner's included out.
They're just going to run right at the road.
Right, and indeed, and they get No Tail. BKB isn't ready. He's got it, but can he get it off? Liquid moving forward. He pops it. Gets to work. Sven is back, says No Tail, and they win for the Dragon Knight.
Lincoln 3, taking out, bring down 1.
They've got a finger. Oh, Miracle's still chasing though. Moon doesn't have any chrono. I mean, OG able to take the fight there, guys, without
Didn't
the
have the
chrono.
burst damage to bring it.
Without some of the big ultimates, the egg was also a cooldown.
It's the ideal target to have initiated, to get initiated on. Is No Tail Sven. He's so tanky and hard to down. Once he gets the big hit, he got body blocked by the wolf for a second, so he realizes what's going on.
They even commit a sentry here. Unfortunately, I think it's out of range of that lane ward.
They just didn't have the
That's
burst
just one of those
damage
things
to
which
bring
like
him
kind
down
of
at the
sets
start
the
of the
Thunderman
match.
apart from other Lycan players, as we've seen game after game where his Lycan will constantly giving his
scouting
team
out
a
OG
huge
heroes
vision
and-
advantage.
I think Moon picking himself on the saying, I think he got body blocked by the wolf for a second, so he realized
neither
what's going
team
on.
wanting to move too far
Sentry
away.
here. Unfortunately, I think it's
Out of range of that lane
top
ward. So no real
That's just one of those things
for
which
them.
like
We'll
kind of
have
sets
another
the
look at this
Thunderman
fight.
apart from other Lycan
Their
players.
no
We've
tail
seen
gets
game
very
after
low,
game
but
where
the
his
Sunray
Lycan
keeps him alive. He
giving
pops
his
the
team a
BKB
huge vision
and
advantage.
at this stage at least, guys, it's
Still that delicate dance and
Yeah, and he
relative
gets the life
vicinity
steal
of the
from the
Roshan,
Vlads
but
as well.
does
Void
continue.
just
Neither team
blinking
wanting
into
to
the
move
middle
too
of that,
far away.
using the time dilation is pretty much
Raiding already those towers top gone, so no real trade for them.
which is
We'll have
more
another look at
sustained.
this
It's
fight.
life steal as well as the
Their no tail gets very low, but the Sunray keeps him alive. He pops the BKB,
Look at
and
how they're actually
at this
putting
stage at least, guys, it's basically fight's over,
attack. The
folks.
DK has a tiny bit of magic
Gets the
damage
life
from the
steal
brief
from the
fire,
Vlads
but
as well. Void just blinking
outside
into
of
the middle of that,
magnetizing
using the
them
time
with all
dilation is
physical
pretty much
damage,
just
and
to cover the
that's where all these
also giving
samurais
the
for
Vlads
OG
aura,
are going to make their
which is
job
more
very
sustained.
strong. No
It's life
tail
steal
is rushing and the soul stars here kind of recognizes
look
how
at those
physical damage dependent with Barad. The
Look at
Sven
how they're
tech
actually
is
killing heroes. It's
incredibly
the
powerful this game.
attack. The
It's
DK has
only
a tiny bit of magic
Earth Spirit that
damage
can really dish out any appreciable amount of magic damage, and there's no value yet for JRX. I'm not even sure if it's worth getting one.
All
If
these
it's only
samurais
him who
with OG are going
benefits.
to make their drops very strong. And No Tail
They need that
rushing and the Soul
alternative.
Crest here kind of recognizes how physical damage dependent with Barad. The Sven take is just
Radiant's middle tower is
incredibly
under
powerful this
attack.
game.
It's only Earth Spirit that can really dish out any appreciable amount of magic damage, and there's no value yet for JRX. I'm not even sure if it's worth getting one if it's only him who benefits, but they may need that alternative source of damage. No Tail with the max war cry. He'll be giving his team 25 armor once the AC is up.
He's really reliable,
And he's not just like the, he's a bit of a key to heal you back up. No, this is like a huge amount of sustain from these percentage healing as well.
OG often happens
Pumping off a lot of grouping here for both teams. They are terrified of catching a hero getting cut out of
It doesn't have at
position.
least one hero with
know
some
that
kind of heal.
instantly
This one
needs
is
a
the Sunray with the healing ward. And these aren't just like oh, here's a bit of HP to heal you back up. No, this is like a huge amount of sustain from these percent-based healing spells.
A lot of clumping up, a lot of grouping here for both teams. They are terrified of a hero getting caught out of position, as they know that instantly means a rush. The AC nearly done for OG, as well as Miracle's Manta style as the ultimate orb. I believe the recipe coming out on the courier. So 2 big items virtually done, gods.
Yeah, and kind of a stage of the game where teams will just forego farming. You see all this farm up top.
Get silence here early, but Moon's there to back them up. Looking for that first target. So
You show one hero up top and you're just giving up map advantage to Liquid.
And there's no BOT hero, there's no Ember Spirit or Nature's Prophet, someone who can go push out a lane and come back, and here we go.
Scan.
Initiation coming through, the scan starts it off, Dragonite pops the DD rune, they do back up, Crit's been caught out of it, he gets silenced here early, but Moon's there to back him up, looking for that first target, the Wolf charges in, the stun comes on the entire Necro army, they're going to stun that as well, no took his BKB and his God Strength to kill this off, he only gets a couple of wolves, which can easily be resummoned. OG, looks like they have to retreat, they got to look
You have to be very careful about that. Just because No Tail's used everything.
He actually still got strength. Come on, so they have the God Strength run through, but no BKB. They've got a lot of stuns on Liquid.
Problem is, Miracle on the front line has late fighting around the road. Good defensive tools.
It's a Lycan ult illusion, a stun BKB, and now you're walking in the pit against the Chrono egg combo. So OG say, come on guys, you know you got stun BKB.
That one center egg is like the Roshan, that is 600 damage. What's going on? Have the sentry ward to start at the Lycan wolves. They even double up on the sentry ward, fighting around the road pit.
It's a Lycan ult for a stun BKB, and now you have to walk into the pit against the Chrono egg combo. So OG say,
This is the exact same team. The egg and the Chrono, the Roche pit. This time around, Moon on the outside, Lycan wolves.
so few
double up on the sentry ward.
They're going to come high ground without thinking about it. Streaming towards the
Phoenix.
Wolves will dice away. One out in front. They quickly deal with that.
This is the exact same team like the previous game. With the egg and the Chrono, the Roche pit. This time around, Moon on the outside of the pit.
So few range players instantly Liquid up on the high ground. Who's going to really be able to deal with it? Additional kill and still
Flies
after that.
Phoenix.
He's in such good position.
To initiate with the silence
Caw, he shouts, Caw, they're going to try to come in, but it's too late. They just got to get BKB from Sten. This time it is with that God Strike. Just chews Marigold up bits and instantly Liquid. It's like want to give away from Roche, give up an additional kill, and still always off the bench having relatively low rage.
The Liquid is to initiate with the
it's not like it's a surprise that OG went for it, but it is a big problem at this stage.
They were
really
about 5 seconds too late, and follow up to the slaughter. You can't hit the edge reliably with a bench. The BKB Dragon it's like
Ryan, and we're melee heroes for Liquid. The Dragonite not always off the bench having relatively low rage, but BKB before they can fight. It's not like it's a surprise that OG went for it. It is a big problem.
Spend BKB and does way
easier with the
can't hit the edge reliably with a bench. The BKB Dragonite perhaps, or you can Ryan, and it's like a BKB that hasn't even been completed from Bata, so they desperately need to finish his BKB before they can fight into OG. And OG's
in the lead.
Sven, BKB, and Jug
way easier with the Sven in front than it is with the likes of a Void or a Jug. Anything that Liquid is lacking that you feel would really chase this game? You mentioned it's very reliant on physical damage. It seems like OG have the answers for that. They have trouble bursting a tanky core like the Sven. OG find themselves in the lead.
They need a way to rely to be able to get physical damage, which I think comes lacking with having BKB.
Is there anything that Liquid is lacking that you feel would really change this game? You mentioned that they're relying on physical damage. It seems like OG have the answers for that. They have trouble bursting a tanky core like the Sven.
Take out the supernova, but they need a way to rely on not getting caught by their physical damage, which I think comes largely from
a good ward down here. He's being Rhinos are in the neighborhood. He blinks, blinking back, but he gets off forward. He manages to force them away. Then the BKB
Dragon at best gives him a tool that he can help to take out the supernova, but even then you're relying on not getting caught by a
It's not the first time here in Manila. It might not be the last spot on the run. Rhinos that in the neighborhood. He blinks, blinking back, but he gets walked forward. He manages to force them away. Then the bubble. Liquid completely caught out. Mind control down. Kuro decapitated. It's showing up. It's not the first time here in Manila. It might not be the last spot on the run. This little Ryan has some legs. He's looking for the jump. Does he find anyone? We're not even pursuing into the south.
Throughout this tournament, Crit has made the big plays. His Earth Spirit,
my God.
Absolutely.
Everyone talks about Miracle. We should be talking even more about
that. There's a team, and we saw last game on his Earth Spirit. We didn't know who anything like that. You'd probably be saying it's this Lion. This Lion has been the big playmaker. We're not just talking about that right throughout this tournament.
Might get contested here. They want to engage. Mike is getting to the real front, but can actually focus Crit down behind the ends indeed. The Common Man is back home in the well, and Crit still lives. They're committing so much, and they get nothing. Blue going down a figure from straight to the rear of Fada, and he tries to turn tail. He has the armlet. Can he toggle? Might get contested here. They want to engage. Mike Cho getting into a crush, but can actually focus Crit down. The Common Man's indeed. The Common Man is back home in the well, and Crit still lives. They're committing so much, and they get nothing. Blue pours down a finger from right into the rear of Fada, and he tries to turn tail. He has the armlet. Can he toggle? No, to be the 70% effect, and he gets the armlet back on, but still sliced up and spit out. And can they even get the quick? They swap it back in. They hate the little bugger, but OG are happy to accept the sacrifice. A 4-for-1 win here. Not worth it at all.
It feels good to kill Chris just to see styling on you.
Green Dream within their grasp.
That's the least important hero as far as their high jump goes. They've got the kill sustain from the Fiends. They've got the DPS coming out from the 3 cores with the Vlads, and
Good old looking like a melee rack
in the late game now as well.
Here, OG will have Liquid on match point the rest of the series. The Green Dream within their grasp. Never has a team before won 2 Valve events.
A similar scenario
first.
So they'll fall back, so we pick up the next match too. Great out the facilities on him. Scale no late game now as well. They're in the rush to end things, even with an Aegis on their side. It's expiring in 30 seconds time, and I imagine they'll have flashbacks from last game where Miracle's Aegis expired.
An answer with a chrono, but so often we've just seen OG
avoid a similar
scenario to take a pick off. They just use it for follow-up kills.
Item or two. Great out for Assassin. No tell himself and fighting check right now.
He mostly bounces the big swap and it's an answer with a chrono, but so often we've just seen OG really need the chrono to take a pick off. They just use it for follow-up kills.
There's no way.
Assassin, but he's walked into a sentry. Can they focus him down? Miracle manages to get the magic, pops the Omni Slash. He may still die here as he mostly bounces to crits. Just shows you Liquid send 5 just to be safe.
If I die here, I'm uninstalling Dota.
Mistakes. That's the biggest counter for Liquid to pick up.
There's no way.
Behind 20k gold, but they still only got.
I mean, we're going for it anyway. By the time you respawn, nobody
fundamentals like it.
Bad use of the Omni Slash, but
it just shows you how badly OG had to screw up to give away kills, though. Liquid making those mistakes.
The high ground here with a ward down
biggest bounty
in the lane. Just
Right.
for Liquid to come in. They built the wave of terror up high.
60 for the actual bounty itself onto the fundamentals like it.
And they were right. Oh boy.
Also have completed AC off of that kill though, so that makes a decent difference for him.
OG holding the high ground here with a ward down in the lane. Just praying for Liquid to come in. They built the wave of terror up high. They are suspicious
1 minute cooldown chrono.
They can blow
right.
solo kills. No
He
problem.
wants to save someone from a Sven, and that's
He's looking up to a Big Daddy as a name right now.
And Sven will take his revenge kill.
That is a guaranteed kill at that point.
It's such a minor amount of damage from the Vegetarian. You're just like, okay, I'll
problem
go
is-
it doesn't matter.
They might force you to.
Going
They have to the 1 minute cooldown chrono. They can blow it for solo kills. No problem.
To save someone from a Sven, and that's when the void burner.
And Sven will take his revenge kill. That is a guaranteed kill. Crit says, I'm the realist here, Bubba. You ain't got nothing on me.
And he'll get a kill as well. Going for the deep jungle invasion here. Getting positioning and finding Jerax. Farming that top lane.
So it's a pretty
Wrapping around from the south. Crit says, I'm the realist here, Bubba. You ain't got nothing on me.
There's a backup for Moon. It's rather
Gets
far
the
away.
kill as well.
By Lazen is trying to follow this up. They still don't have the full complement of heroes engaging. No show now, guys. Oh my goodness! Almost instantly
Consequential loss.
2 more.
Liquid, assuming they get out of it.
Do they know why? Dead off the start, but the bubble comes in. There's the backup for Moon. It's rather far away. Quits there. They raise him to stun to follow this up. They still don't have the full complement of heroes engaging. No show now, guys. Oh my goodness! Almost instantly gets 2 more.
This is what
They don't need the Phoenix. They don't need the big combo combo. Just throw a spell down whenever you have it. Collect your bounties anyway.
They were in the position to force OG back to defend, and OG says, sure, we'll oblige, we'll come defend, we'll take the fight against you.
out of his mind here.
They're feeling like they're just way too far behind.
Something that has really made the difference for OG.
We saw this year kind of take a decent amount of the Shanghai Major
Particularly like you look a month or two back at the
best
Shanghai
success,
Major,
but
but
No Tail is
he is stepping up here on the big stage in Manila.
Perfectly.
I don't think there's been a few games where like Miracle hasn't
out of
looked
his
like that
mind
9k MMR prodigy that everyone talks about him being, but no
Something that has really made the difference for OG.
This guy has been rock solid and just
a shaky showing, particularly like you look a month or two back at the Shanghai Major, but
delivered as well.
he is stepping up here on the big stage in Manila.
I think there's been strong coordination around the front field like Sunray came in my prodigy.
Liquid really on the back foot now, down the lane of Rax.
Four games potentially going to be having to defend high ground and just put his team on his back when he's needed to. The Siren game comes to mind here on this event. He's delivered as well, but really with OG, I mean, it's been a good team performance here. Such strong coordination around the front field of Sunray.
Complete, a little bit of evasion.
Liquid really on the back foot now, down the lane of Rax. Potentially going to be having to defend high ground against another Aegis push coming out from OG.
If you're liking or DK gets jumped on by that Sven initiation, these heroes
Starting to assemble.
do have a lot of armor to get a bit more armor as well as
with the hanging back near their ancients. I like the solar crest complete, a little bit of evasion.
whether or not it's going to change an
A slight difference against the Sven, but
He's right, and if C
Helps if
for
you're
Liquid really.
I didn't have money for
take that risk.
Yeah, if you're liking or DK gets jumped on by that Sven initiation,
They
this
find a
hero's
new home here.
normally taking do have a lot of armor, to get a bit more armor as well as
Occupying the jungle for now.
I like the
A
pickup.
minute to go into the Roche respawn. Again, the careful scouting with Manta illusions and wolves. Trading
red and white, and a sea of darkness for Liquid really.
Liquid is
Take that red and white.
They're driven out of the woods. They find a new home here. It's up in the dire woods. Confidently way out there. Occupying the jungle for now.
Back though.
OG must go into the Roche respawn again. The careful scouting with Manta illusions and wolves. Trading sides, gaining vision.
And that's kind of signal for OG to perhaps go aggressive.
They're driven out of the woods. It's almost a max respawn up there, so they know it's coming soon. And they are hanging confidently way out there.
That's why they're not even trying to push up this top lane right
though.
now. For OG, you must be wary of this. You see no one defending bottom just yet. Now the TPs come out and you'll realize Liquid have retreated out of your jungle. And that's kind of signal for OG to perhaps go aggressive, start pushing out some of these lanes.
It's almost a max respawn Roche though, gods. So they know it's coming soon and they are hanging around near the pit.
Yeah, and that's why they're not even trying to push out this top lane right now, because they are very wary that Roche should be coming up any second now. But they still got this tier 1 bottom tower, so if there's a fight around the Roche, even if Liquid get off an amazing initiation, the buyback TP potential is there.
Do you fight Roche if you're Liquid? Like, do you try to fight into the pit with the egg on the high ground? Now Shiva's going up as well. At about 5 seconds. And it's already too late.
To me,
We'll take the Roche.
maybe it's a last ditch effort. I feel like too far behind, but I don't see
likely not to have the seed.
getting good fight around that max Roche respawn time. So Liquid has to be wary that there's a good chance Roche is going on, but this smoke perhaps sets up for a
They have to make their decision at about 5 seconds.
After taking a Roche, you make a beeline to bottom. You're
He will take the Roche with that. Comes an Aegis as well as a cheese. Likely round 2 of the seed.
Jumps up behind. Liquid must be wary.
But no help. Alive is in the chrono, but he's healthy for now. On his own, trying to pin him down. The deck is gonna bite back. They don't let this thing is damage here. Smoked up. Here comes the jump from behind. Liquid, it's Liquid. First man in, but no tell. Alive, he's in the chrono, but he's healthy for now. On his own, trying to pin him down. About to be hit. He does die rather quickly this time. It's the deck who's gonna bite back. They don't have the biggest damage dealer. It's about as good as it's gonna get with 2 falling. It's still in round 2. No tail, able to chop some wood here, makes it 2 for 3.
To get the sunray off,
Just slot limited guys didn't have room for the eggs or the cheese. Just barely walked into the corner. Looks like because there's Magnums in 10 seconds. So they say split. Buyback. Let's go high ground.
You're not too scared about even with having no buyback. Yeah, you've got to be defend, but you've got to do anything is by saving there. It's not going to be a front line. You get the sunray off. Miracle very likely.
But now there's no dragon form and there's no wolf form for 25. The corner will be back up because there's Magnums in 10 seconds. So they say split. Let's buyback. Let's go high ground.
You're not too scared about on the high ground. They back up after the range checks here. Respecting, he's got to beat KB the respawn of the Dragon Knight as well as not going to be on the front line.
Are we going to see another smoke back to OG?
The Lycan and DK are back alive. Right now it's a 5v4 scenario.
Moving towards the team to rejoin them.
Very close. Just with Miracle alone.
It's coming back with the cheese. I wonder if he passes this along to someone like No-Tail. You mentioned slot limited, perhaps considers a replacement of Blink. The Blink is just so good to follow up like a live initiation.
Either that or just base this team really hard, which is definitely not moving towards the team to rejoin them. Aegis and cheese on other heroes right now, so we'll see what the choice is. Miracle, the man out in front.
He can just siege this melee rack using his Manta style and the Blade Fury Blade Dagger.
Might look for a follow army slide here to kick it. Either that or just base this team really hard, which is definitely an option if you're No-Tail. They have Aegis and cheese on other heroes right now. G looking to break it down. See what the choice is.
Commit onto this Juggernaut when he's got the Aegis and the Manta to get out of silence.
Siege this melee rack
And they
using his
hold the
Manta
line.
style and the Blade Fury Blade Dagger.
I look for a Blink Omni Slash here to kick it off. Let's see. They're still down 25,000 and they just lost the range rack. Guarding the door. 3 buybacks on the Radiant. Looking to break it down with 2 of all Aegis and a cheese.
Got the Aegis.
Slow and steady.
Get out of silence.
No overcommitment from OG. The line. Liquid. They don't want to risk them doing so though. They're not farming. They're not really accessing late game. They're still down 25,000 and they just lost the range racks.
Pushes and sieges this
Buybacks on the Radiant. The Dire with 2 as well as Aegis and a cheese.
Damage to this melee racks yet, so
Slow and steady. No overcommitment from OG on top. It looks like now that the lane has arrived, don't want to risk too much. They're just waiting for that top lane to shove in. They say, you know what, let's just wait entirely. The item will be purchased, so Juggernaut spending Israel's gold. Miracle going to buy a nice Scotty. Makes him even a safer siege
done
engine.
any damage to this melee rack scene.
No rush for
Minutes on
OG.
this age,
I mean,
so I
they
imagine
don't
it
really need to do that. They're waiting on top. It looks like now that the lane has arrived, someone has to deal with it. That's the Dragon Knight. Okay, they say, you know what, let's just wait entirely. The item will be purchased, so committing.
Better high ground
Virtual is gold. Merkel going to buy a nice Scotty.
2 lives here,
Even a
and
safer siege
a lot of
engine.
sustain. Liquid,
No rush
the
for
fight
OG.
of their lives
I mean,
in game
they
number
don't
3. A lot here.
A minute and a half
And
on
if he's one game away from losing the series, the rest of the way, here comes that long-awaited smoke.
I think the Scotty was actually what they were waiting for
front.
before
Just they need that 1 second of
ground
jump, and he blinks.
Along with 2 lives here and a lot of sustain.
Quickly, he does.
With
Now
the fight of their lives in game number 3, a loss here. They'll be 1 game away from losing the series, the rest of the way. Here comes that long-awaited smoke.
They say screw it, let's kill heroes instead.
Just they need that 1 second of jump, and he blinks. He gets the stun off the top corner. He doesn't have buyback to kill that man. Jump down quickly. He does. Now the top of man trapped in the corner along the bottom. 2 huge cores. They're dropping the stun maybe a little bit early, but it's enough damage from the 8 to force Matoma back to drive far out away. They can focus on Reds. They say screw it, let's kill heroes instead. The 8 pops out in round 2 of the fight continues with the hero more. Along with the sun opening more back to full HP. They can continue to sustain this push here. OG just unchecked and unrivaled in this siege. Still having ages on Miracle.
Liquid Bolt back to 2 transformations, and no Dragon Ball, no shapeshift, and he goes Nuptail!
On the Matoma man, looking for more. Can they bring him down? Locked in and controlled and dished back to the well. Liquid have nothing left. They tap out.
OG just took control.
Again, getting all of their signature heroes, and again, OG with the answers.
This team and OG.
What do you do?
You're trying to defend high ground and rely on those buybacks, but a buyback with Dragon Knight, I think when those ultimates is suddenly a buyback that's not really amounting to too much. OG just took control early, used their team fight, crits early, blink dagger pickup on the line.